Good afternoon, all ma'am, and other dignitaries. Great to have you all out here. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to yet another session for effective teaching on the line. We are now
Mr. Sharma,
we'll be
Mr. Sharma, you
discussing
please
about
continue.
differentiated
I'll join
learning.
within 5 minutes. Na?
So, may I request if people could, if you have some idea about differentiated, otherwise, if you have no idea, you could leave it back. Over to you, Doctor. In one of our previous sessions, we have discussed about multiple intelligences. How we need to have classes tailor-made to the children's needs as per the learning style. Differentiated instruction is a way by which we can have ready-made, tailor-made classes as per the children's needs. It is a buzzword. It is something which every teacher wishes to incorporate in the lesson plan. So as I was saying, every teacher wishes to incorporate this in the lesson plan. But what happens? I hope I'm audible. It is because of lack of time or lack of training or being caught up in whatever we are doing with our lives that we are not able to actually have a differentiated instruction in a classroom. So in the chat box, if somebody, if you could just mention why, if you have idea of differentiated instruction. So let us see how many of us are having it and how many of us will use it. I think it's time we begin with differentiated instruction. Yeah. So now we are here together discuss about what differential instructions are and how and why we can use them, incorporate them into a classroom. So let us start with that. See, differentiated instruction, simply put, is something by which we have different content which we by we assess children and in different manner in which we are actually instructing and imparting instructions to the children. The importance of this is felt because not every two people are alike. Every learner has a different, unique style of learning, the way we already discussed this in multiple intelligence. So, this is where differential instructions comes to the fore. This is where it is required. As it is mentioned, differential instruction is a teaching philosophy based on the premise that teachers should adapt instruction to students' differences rather than matching students to the curriculum outset. Teachers should modify the instruction to meet the students' varying readiness level, learning preferences, and interests. Therefore, the teacher proactively plans variety learning. This has been mentioned. This is what differential instruction is about. A different way of teaching as per the children's interest and the readiness level. So, in this, what we mentioned is it is the instruction to see. It is every child taught as per their requirement, as per the need. Now, in the end, all learners basically they need your energy, your heart as a teacher, and your mind. They have that in common because they are young humans. This need is common to all of them. How they need you, however, is different for every child. Unless we understand and respond to these differences, we fail many learners. This has been mentioned by Thompson, CA, in 2001 in his book How to Differentiate Instruction in Mixed Ability Classrooms. So, but the way every child needs us is different for every child. I hope I'm audible now. Sorry. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
So as we said, differential instruction is doing what is fair for the student. Thank you. It means that creating multiple paths so that students of different abilities, interest in learning, needs experience equally appropriate way to learn. Thank you. So, do you think do we agree with it that every child should get the right manner by which the child would be able to understand? Should we have different ways for that? If you could just mention in the chat box if you want different ways, or if you agree that everybody should be taught in the same manner, you could mention. Coming back to it, that everybody believes we are getting that people should have different ways of learning. Every child should get an opportunity to learn in the manner which he or she or it wants. Differential instruction is a comprehensive and flexible process that includes the planning, presentation, and delivery of instruction to address the diversity of students' learning within the class. Through differentiated instruction, teachers take into account who they teach, what they teach, where they teach, and how they teach. This is what makes differentiated instruction so important, so special in today's classroom. Now, see, differentiated instruction is a result of synthesis of a number of educational choices. It is not something which has just come out on its own one fine day and people have accepted it. It is something which has happened by using a lot of different theories. And then, now, see, let's talk about brain research. It indicates that learning occurs the learner experiences moderate challenge and relaxed alertness or pain. Brain research says when the learner is ready, learning will occur. Fair enough. We all agree with it, right? Transpersonal research reveals that when interest is tapped, learners are more likely to find learning rewarding and become more autonomous as a learner. I think this is what we all as educationists believe in. We all would agree to. So as the research says, the child should be ready to learn what is required. Psychological research says that when the child has interest, when the child is in interest, when the interest is taken care of, then learning would be more effective. So looking at these two, brain research and psychological research, we agree that the child should be ready to learn and child should be interested to learn. Can it happen by teaching everybody the same way, one size fit all? Or can it happen by having instructions catered to children need? If Dr. Khan, if Dr. Khan, if Sir could talk us about why we need differentiated instructions. I think Dr. Khan is experiencing a few technological lectures. Continuing with it, why we need differentiated instructions. Now, let's discuss about the challenges in the classrooms. Before we say why differentiated instructions are needed, let's come up with excuses or what reasons we have, what challenges we have of not indulging or using differentiated instructions. Let us look at what challenges we have in the class. Now, what I would request is we read these points which I have given. And as many children you identify who, as many children you think are meeting the requirement, just keep a number in mind and let's see how many try. Now, how many students you identify from the description given below? There are few children who require more time. If you agree with it, we just take a moment. I think there's some technical glitch again. So are you sharing? So I think Mudras, you'd like to share your views? Getting back, I think we'll be ready in the screen again. I think we are. So let us see how many children we identify in our teaching group. How many children are there who require more time? How many children are there? I mean, are the children who bring with them great knowledge which other students do not have? Then, do you identify children in your classroom who need to move around more than the others? Are there some children who seem to have given up on school, on themselves or others, and are angry or lethargic most of the time? Do we have children in our class who have difficulty concentrating during the whole class discussion? Are the children who are poor test takers but actually understand better than what their test results show? Now, are there also who will not engage in learning because they think there's no point to it? They become cynical. All these children requiring time, children bringing more to the classroom than the others, children who need to move around more, children who are poor test takers but better good learners, or children who have given up either on themselves, the adults, or the system they don't even bother about, are solvable. Let us discuss about today's children. As Ruth ma'am is saying, she has seen children sketch noting. That's a different way of learning that they find it more effective. Now, if we talk about today's children, we are accustomed to watching a particular TV show when it is convenient rather than when it is broadcast. Children don't believe in buying entire album to own a particular song, but they download just the selection they like. We, not only the children, but even us, order computers specially designed as per the need. They are children, they are learners, they are people who get news on demand and information when they need, when they get the information when they need it, etc., etc., etc. So, if children, if learners of such different tastes, such different mindsets are, if they are there, then don't you think we need to teach them differently the way they. The question today is not whether teachers recognize such differences exist in virtually every classroom or even whether they impact student success. The question that plagues each teacher is how to attend to the average difference in a room that contains so many young bodies. So we all recognize the differences are there. Now the plan should be, the result should be, how do we take care of all these children? How do we take care of their learning style? This is from the book Leading and Managing in a Differentiated Classroom. Now, let us discuss a few myths and misunderstandings related to differentiated instruction and the reality, what the real picture is. So, let us talk about myth one. The misunderstanding is differentiation is a set of instruction strategies. Give instruction. Differentiation actually is a way of thinking about teaching and learning. It is a set of instructional strategies. Believe in the system of differentiation instruction, then only would you be able to use it better in your classroom. Now, the other misunderstanding is it is educate for a school leader or district leader or a trainer to tell or even show teachers how to differentiate instructions effectively. Fair enough? So the principal needs to tell a teacher, the teacher trainer needs to inform the teacher how differentiated instruction has to be done properly. Because do you think it is they who should be telling us, teachers? The thing is, see, learning to differentiate instruction will require thinking in one's own classroom. Each classroom, each set of students is different. And that is where, as a result of this, it is an ongoing process of trial, error, reflection, and adjustment in the classroom itself. So, a principal, a teacher, trainer may tell you something today, but it is you in the classroom, in front of the classroom, who needs to implement it and tailor make it as per your need. Now, differentiation, what people say is differentiation is something that a teacher does or does not do. The reality actually is different. See, most teachers would remain in a classroom for longer than a day. If you've been a teacher for more than one day, you end up paying more attention to a student's variation and respond to it in a way, especially with students who threaten order in the classroom. But there are very few teachers who plan instruction to address the differences of these things. Don't move around. Don't speak while reading. It's very easy. We all indulge in it. But having a reading corner for auditory learners, or giving frequent breaks, or having activities in the classroom for learners who are kinesthetic and who need to move around a lot, will make changes and bring differences in the classroom. What people also say that differentiation is just about instruction. So come on, order. Think about it. Is differentiation just about sharing instructions? Or if there's anyone from the gathering who share their experiences where they have met with children who have different ways of learning, different needs of learning, and how you've gone about it. In the end, we'll discuss those. There is some error here today. Yeah. So
Now, what people believe, what people say, that differentiation is just about giving instruction. See, differentiation is an instructional approach, agreed. But effective differentiation, differentiated instruction is inseparable from positive learning environment, high quality curriculum, assessment to inform teacher decision making, and flexible classroom management. All these are needed, all these are part and parcel of effective differentiated instruction. To that degree, if even one of them is missing, the other elements will become weak or they will diminish. So yes, differentiated instruction is instruction, but it requires all these things: a positive environment and an effective assessment method. What people believe that it is a set of instructional strategies, it is not. It is a way of thinking about teaching and learning. It is, as we mentioned earlier, a set of principles. So differentiation is not only instructional strategies, it is a set of principles. Coming to it, how we can indulge or how we can incorporate differentiated instructions in the classroom. The why we've taken care of. Now see, the principle of, let's talk about the key principle of differentiated classrooms. Yeah. Exactly as you mentioned, it is about creating different content as per the children's need. Thank you for bringing it to the notice. We'll be discussing that too also now. Yes. See, the principle of differentiated classroom says that the teacher is clear about what matters in subject matter. The teacher understands, appreciates, and builds upon students' differences. Assessment and instructions, believe me, we all agree, are inseparable. The teacher, as has been mentioned by ma'am just now, address content, process, and product in response to students' readiness, interest, and learning profile. All students, they participate in respectful work. Students and teachers are collaborators in learning. It is not that somebody is filling a vessel and somebody is gaining knowledge. No, they are collaborating in the learning process. Goal in a differentiated classroom are maximum growth and individual success. Flexibility, flexibility, flexibility. Flexibility is the hallmark of differentiated classroom. So these are what make a, now as we ma'am just mentioned right now, how can teachers differentiate? Let us discuss that. Teacher can differentiate by content, by the process or by the way they teach, or by the product, what a child gave knowledge with the product of teaching. These are the three ways by which a teacher can differentiate. And what are these based on? Excuse me. These are based on a student's readiness to learn, interest, and of course, learning profile. So teacher differentiates through content, process, and product. All these three are differentiated, and they are based on the student's readiness, the interest of the students, and the learning profile of the students. What would you like to add to this, Dr. Khan sir? Now, how can we differentiate content? Resource material at varying readability level can be used. We can use audio and video recordings. Yes, please. Now, highlighted vocabulary could be used, charts and models could varied manipulative and resource to face personal and individual attention could be given. Peer and adult mentors can be used for this. Luz ma'am, you raise the hand if you'd like to share your views. Yes, Luz ma'am, would you like to share your views or should we continue? Now, coming to it, differentiating content. How can we differentiate content? We can have reading partners or reading buddies who read and summarize in pairs. They read question and give the answer with each other. Visual organizers could be used, summarizers could be used. Parallel reading with teacher's prompt can also be used to differentiate content. Have antiphonal reading, chloral reading, use flip books, use split journal, double entry, triple entry, use books on tape to differentiate content. We can highlight on tape, use the digests of cliff notes, have note taking organizers, use those. I'm sorry, I have to move out for a moment. Yeah, yeah. So you can use highlights on tape, cliff notes. You can take note taking organizers. You can use varied text, varied supplementary materials, highlighted text, think, pair, share, preview, midview, propose. Now, I would like to actually make a special. There's an anecdote with a friend of mine. I think he's Mr. Ritesh Tiwari. I think the doctor too now. The gentleman, both in standard 11 and 12, did not bother reading the text at all, which was assigned to us, the novel which was assigned to us. We had a summary which was supplied to us as a textbook. Mr. Tiwari did not even read the summary. The day we used to have an examination for English or a test or whatever, Mr. Ritesh Tiwari, he used to, sorry Ritesh, I'm taking your name. What Ritesh used to do is, he used to open the summary and from there read the summary of the novel which was assigned and attempt the work. Well, because he only had a summary of the summary, he got less marks, let's say around 84 in England. And people who, like yours truly and others, who read more than him, did not get much more than that. They got 85, 86. So, using cliff notes, using digests, using summaries, if they meet a child's requirement, they help. Biggest example is Mr. Ritesh Tiwari. The gentleman is a professor in a university today. I am a teacher in a school. And he did not read the whole text repeatedly like I did. Mr. Tiwari only read the summary of the summary, not even the summary. But then to each his own. I know, yeah. Now let's talk about differentiating processes. Differentiated processes use leveled or tiered activities. They use interest centers, hand-on materials. They use just hold on for a minute. I'll just come. I'm sorry, just how to differentiate process by using leveled or tiered activities. Use interest centers, use hand-on materials. You vary or change pacing according to the readiness of the student. Allow the children to there's some technological glitch happening every now and then. Uh, just hold on for a moment, please. Right? We just take a moment. So, tiered instruction is something which we are seeing is for content. It is also which are being used not only for content but for about tiered instruction very soon. Now, we can have learning contracts with the children. This is how we can this is how what we can do is uh, we can actually have differentiated learning. The process of differentiated, the learning process can be differentiated. Now, tiered product choices can be used, models. Now the teacher need to model themselves, use and encourage children to use technology within products and presentation. They need to provide product choices that range in choices for all multiple intelligences. option for all gender, races, and culture. They need to use related art teachers to help with with students' products. So this is how we can differentiate products. Now, see, the choice with the children get for differentiated products should be based on the readiness, interest, and learning profile. The expectations should be clear what is wanted from the children. They should be timely. The agreements should be clear with the children, and everybody should know what is required from him or her. The product guides should be there. You can have rubrics for, and then you can have different evaluation to differentiate products. Now, so now differentiated instructions. What are the strategies to make differentiated instruction work? You can do one thing, but what we've been discussing so far, we've been discussing tiered instructions. Let us now come to it. Let us see how tiered instructions can help us strategize useful differentiation in a effective manner. See, changing the level of complexity or required readiness of a task or unit of study to meet the developmental need of a student involved is called tiered instructions. The problem what we teachers many a time have is we teach everybody the same amount, we give the same instruction to everybody, irrespective of whether they are in the higher ability group or the low ability group, they are academically advanced or academically challenged. Why not have something in a different manner which can help them? See, key concepts of understanding are those children who do not know, there are few who do not know the concept at all. Then there are some with thank you. Yeah. So what can we tier? We can tier the process. We can tier assignments. Homework can be tiered. Learning stations can be tiered. Different areas where children learn. Assessments could be tiered. Writing prompts, anchor activities, materials. All these can be tiered. Now, what can we adjust? We can adjust the level of complexity. Amount of structure can be adjusted. Pacing, description, material can be tiered, concrete to abstract, that can be tiered, option based on student interest can be tiered, and options based on learning styles could be tiered. Talking about the level of complexity, every children is not academically the same as every other child. Yeah. So I hope I'm audible. If yes, in the chat box, I think there's some. So I'll just take, yeah. What happens is, especially, I mean, that's something which we could do for the board classes or the classes in standard 10 or 12. So what happens is, yes, we'll work. Thank you for the input. We will do something about the color coding too. So they are not all children who are same in the same class. There are few who are even struggling to pass the course. For those, let us start by teaching, giving instructions enough, which is only enough for them to pass the course. Reduce the content, and by reducing the content, give them a chance to do better. And then there are others who can do much more than what everybody else is doing. Give them additional exercises. Give them other extra things to do. Sure, we'll just try to. There's somebody who's trying to enter. Yeah. So, getting back to it, there are some who getting back. I'm sorry here. There are children who are finding it difficult to pass. Who are difficult to pass. Give them less material to so that they can at least pass. And once they reach that level, we can enhance the content for them. The others give them extra exercises. I'll give you examples of two students of mine in the first teaching batch which I had. There was a child in grade 6 who was finding it really difficult. She was struggling with mathematics. And 6, okay, she scraped through. 7, she found it difficult. 8, the child became hopeless. So what I did as a teacher in grade 8 is, I told her, okay, you don't go for the full course, you only learn 30% of it, so that you are able to reach a minimum level, minimum score to pass. Fair enough, she did it. She was able to pass. And once she completed the 30%, then she did another 10%. So she knew 40% of grade 8 mathematics, and she was able to clear a grade 8 level. The same class in grade 8, another child. That child used to fill up a register, believe me, a register of mathematics exercises in 3 days. A graded child filling up a register with question answers, mathematical sum in 3 days. Hats off to the parents, they helped out. And imagine a child using 2.5 registers a week, 10 odd registers a month. And what I did is the school library had a lot of specimen books, it had a lot of samples. I used to give her different books at times. That was way back in 2004, 2005. There, it was. I mean, we didn't have the internet accessibility as we have it now. But the child used to feel happy that I was giving her separate books, and she used to attend that. The second child, who used to clear. I mean, who used to complete. Yeah, I think network is a problem with all of us actually today. Yes, Louis, ma'am, I'll come to that. So the child who was completing a register every third day, I had an agreement with her. She was so careless that she used to end up, the agreement was, she used to end up losing her register. Because I was a lead. As far as taking every sum of our work, I was too lazy to do it. And the thing was, I told, like anybody ask for your, if the supervisors ask for your register, just say you misplaced it. Simple as that. My supervisor knew that I'm asking the child to lie, and but I, as a teacher, would not have checked it. But in hindsight, believe me, sitting in front of you, I would like to say that yes, I wish I was able to give her a chance to. I would have corrected all her register. But believe me, I don't think even today I would go to check a register every third day. But the important thing is that the child attempted these exercises, she practiced, and the base she got in grade 8, that helped her to have a different scenario in life, have a different way in life. And now she, I think the last I heard about her a few years ago when she was, sorry, she had appeared for the Indian Administrative Service examination and done well. So that was one child. The other child, when we talk about the other child, that child, I mean, we had ICSE board. After grade 8, she stopped with mathematics. That child, I'm so proud to say, is more qualified than me in my same stream. She did a master's in English. She is now ready for a PhD. So that child, if she had to do a complete mathematics, she may not have passed grade 8. She today is more qualified than me. And all happened because I thought of doing something in a different manner. Sorry, a young 25-year-old fellow. So, as a teacher, as an educator, what my request would be is just understand children's requirement and needs, give them different chances to do things in a manner by which they can excel, they can do well in life. A child who would already have passed grade 8, actually been more qualified than a teacher. The sense of pride I feel in just saying that is something which I'm sure we would all agree to is something out of the world, something really of the day-to-day happening in a classroom. I'm sorry, I'll just take a minute or two more. There's some connectivity issues, so the slides are loading. Is there any one of us where that we have been using differentiated instruction in the classroom and are we finding them effective? Getting back to another, see the reason I started using differentiated instructions was after attending a webinar, attending a seminar on it, training given by the school, and we had to use a 4-part lesson plan which had another column of differentiation. As teachers, we may find it difficult to add differentiated instruction to the classroom, but believe me, it is very rewarding when we use that. Just take a minute more. So we have discussed about the tier instructions. We can have it if the level of complexity, amount of structure. Ma'am, what you need to do is you need to pin Vikrant Ramesh Chand Sharma. He is sharing the screen. You need to pin that. Spacing material that should be done. Concrete to abstract. Option based on student interest. based on learning style. They can be tiered. Either the standard concept or generalization you want have to be identified. Decide the students have the background necessary to be successful with the lesson. Assess the students' readiness, interest, and learning styles. Create an activity or project that clearly focuses uh, that clearly so this is what we need to keep in mind. Develop an assessment component of the lesson. Remember, the assessment, of course, is ongoing. Now, there's something called anchoring activities. Let us discuss what these are. Anchoring activities are activities that a student may do at any time when they have completed their present assignment, or just a minute, please. It could be that, or they could be when the teacher is busy with other students. Many of us have a lot of activities where we ask the children to read. When once they finish their work, they could we have reading corners in the classrooms, or they can read. They could take out the novel and read in the when they finish their work, or they can go to the play area and play. That's done a lot in the primary classes. Have these anchoring activities. They may relate to these anchoring activities may relate to specific need or enrichment opportunities, including problems to solve or journals to write. They can also be a part of long-term project. So this is where the anchoring activities they help. What we do is, yes, in this class, what he said, ma'am is keeping board games where children who finish earlier, they can indulge in it. And then if we talk about experiences, let there be an ebb and flow of experience. Have individual children work individually, let children work in small groups, let them work in large groups. If needed, they can once again work in small groups or individually, and then again in large groups. This ebb and flow of experience helps to differentiate in an effect. Flexible grouping. Now, flexible grouping in the sense of homogeneous ability, cluster students of similar abilities, level, style, or interest. These are done basically when you are in the pre-assessment stage. These are done as on some time of pre-assessment. Then we come to heterogeneous. Have children of different ability groups. Let them have sorry. Let them be together, and these help a lot in prompting thinking skills and creative thinking skills. Give children an opportunity to for individualized or individual studies. Give them a chance to self-pace their learning. Teach them time management and responsibility. Now, see, this is done for remediation or extension of knowledge. Have the whole class activity where efficient ways to present new content can be used. This can be used for initial instructions. We can have compacting of the curriculum. The compacting curriculum means assessing a student's knowledge and skills. Alternative activity for the student who has already mastered the curriculum content. This can be achieved by pre-testing basic concepts or using assessment methods. Students demonstrating they do not need require instruction, can move ahead to problem solving while others are being imparted instruction. What a great. What we need to keep in mind, the differentiation is what differentiation is. It is student centered. It consists of the best practices, different approaches. It consists of 3 or 4 different activities which can be used for differentiation. And it is having multiple approaches to context, product, and process. What differentiation is, it is a way of thinking and plan. Coming to it, differentiation, as we agreed, is student-centered. Best practices involved in differentiation. They are used 3 or 4 different activities, multiple approaches to content, process, and product. It's a way of thinking and plan. And it has flexible grouping as part of it. So this is what differentiation is. What differentiation is? We need to discuss. Differentiation is not one thing or simple program for everyone. Yes, I do agree. Net problem is something which everybody is facing. Even we've been logged out many times during this presentation. So I think, yeah, we'll continue with the presentation. Now, differentiation is not only one thing. Program, the goal of teaching learning process. It is not hard question for some children and easy for others. It is not 36 different plans for one classroom. Differentiation is not a coded classroom or just honest grouping. Differentiation is, let's get back to it, what it is. Let us discuss that. Differentiation is student-centered, best practices, different approaches, 3 or 4 different activities, multiple approaches to content, process, and product, a way of thinking and planning, and flexible grouping. As we've discussed, what is not one thing, a program, goal. Now, let us agree to one thing. What is fair isn't always equal. Differentiation, it gets us away from a one-size-fits-all approach, curriculum and instruction that doesn't fit anyone. The problem with one-size-fit approach is that it does not help anyone and it does not take care of anyone. So this is what it is. Believe me, what we all believe at every time, what we all say, that education is an endeavor to encourage. And differentiation is what makes this effective. What we'll do is we will have a session where we could get views from. I may have to. I may be moving out for a bit. So Mr. Vikrant Ramesh Sharma, he would be moderating the session. He would be helping out. Please work. So if there's anybody who wishes to share their views, you can share those. We would appreciate if you could share your views. Thank you, everyone. It's been an effective session where everybody has been helpful. And just please, if you could hold it for a minute. We would be sharing, the link. We would be sharing the link for the Facebook post where you could share your feedback that is available.
Hello everyone. I'm Vikrant Ramesh Sharma. I'm actually his son. So we're open for discussion. Like if anyone or anyone would like to talk about it, I watch on visual thinking strategies. Ms. Sheila Lewis has said, like, what do you specifically mean by like? One second. Where is the chat box? Yep.
Hello, Vikrant
Yes.
sir.
Sheila Lewis, ma'am.
Yeah.
I love this
So
session and I vouch on visual thinking.
yes, this is Shaila Lewis here, and I was very happy to attend the session because I got to know a lot about what differentiation and a little different perspective. I've been training with visual thinking strategies for almost 2-3 years, and I realized that the kind of examples that were given, a lot of these strategies can be made use of for different levels, so that there is that there's not much of planning required for individual classes, so that it caters to every style of learning. So yeah, I was just wondering, if you guys want to Google it up, you can Google it up. Visual thinking strategies. They are really amazing. Almost 30 of them listed on Project Zero of Harvard University. And I've been training also in this. So if you guys want to get in touch with me, I will be more than happy to share this knowledge, because I really feel that a lot of teachers struggle with wondering what strategies to create in a differentiated classroom. I think really this will help and benefit.
Ma'am, that is a good suggestion you have given. If you are open to it, we would appreciate if you could discuss visual learning strategies with the teachers. If there's some handout which you wish to share with us, you could do so. Or if you're open to conduct a session, we would be more than happy to have you share your knowledge to
Definitely,
teach all of us.
definitely, absolutely. Because I really personally want, that there should be a culture of thinking in our schools more than rote learning, and these strategies help students to make their thinking visible. So Sketchnote is one of them, and there are so many of them that I do, when I do my training. So I'll be more than happy. I've put my email ID, so please get in touch with me. Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. We have shared our email ID also, and if you have joined the WhatsApp group, you could, you could share the views in that. And if you are willing, we would try to, we would be more than happy to arrange a session where you could either give a presentation or we could have a talk, and where you could
Sure,
explain
sir.
this amazing visual learning
Yeah,
styles to all other educators.
absolutely. It will be
Thank you.
my pleasure.
Uh, right. Thank you, ma'am. So what we are doing is I'll just share the link to the Facebook post which can be done. Yeah, I'll just share the link, and you could share your feedback in the on Facebook out there. People, yeah. Uh, Is there anyone else who would like to share their views? We'll be more than honored to have them. Vikrant, if you could moderate or you could read people's.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay. So yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I want to tell one
Yes, ma'am. Your
opinion.
name, please.
Can I just talk to you for 1 minute, sir, in this group? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Hello?
audible.
Am I audible? Okay.
You're
The
audible.
thing is that my opinion is that through this encouragement endeavor WhatsApp group, the educators should share our opinions, which is related to the modern methodology of teaching learning process. So here also, I am also interested to share
Right, ma'am.
my very small
Yes, ma'am.
knowledge, which is related to the experiential learning, art integrated program, competence-based education, because the teachers in 21st century of learning, they have to be aware of this. So how they can make their kids to make the classroom more interested, that is the virtual classroom more interested. So related to that, we can share our opinions either by conducting the sessions like Gmeet, or through the WhatsApp group itself, we can just share our opinions. So that is my request from my side. Hope this group of educators will give me the chance. Okay.
No, it'll be an honor to have you, Mini ma'am. And we all are
Okay.
honored that you have been conducting your webinars to train teachers, share
Yes, yes,
opinions
yes,
a lot
yes.
long time. And we're honored if you could share it with all of us.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Because it is a must, sir, for this
Yes, ma'am. Coming
today's.
back to it, so like I would like to address the room about. One sec. Coming back, I would like to address the elephant in the room for two things. Like Sheila ma'am, if someone was not clear about it, visualizing, if I am correct about it, it's like one of those little. There's a saying called "one picture means 1,000 words," and the work Sheila ma'am does really like puts everything into it. Instead of giving us a whole paragraph about it, like in history, like we would say about the history of Akbar. Would you rather have a picture that could say 1,000 words in one thing, or would you rather have a book dedicated to him? So Sheila ma'am has really been Sheila ma'am and her job has really been helping with us because it's all about that moment of excitement. Because if you're in seventh class or in eighth class, about the time you actually read about Akbar and the whole history here in India. So at that time, a student is not about, oh, I have to read a whole paragraph. A student is all about, look, now there's a picture, I like that picture and I'm going to read it. And now Mini ma'am, you did, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Mini ma'am has also said that we educators should share ideas, and that is actually correct. Because there's a great saying called an idea should never die. An idea dying is the biggest crime that humanity has ever committed. So like of course we educators do need to share it. And the thing about it's all about making that excitement, that moment of excitement, because that moment of excitement will get the teacher and the students to get hooked. There's a term called clickbait that we use in sorry, there's a term called clickbait that we use in YouTube that is nothing to do related with the video, but it's just a hook. It's just a bait to get people into the video and sell your stuff. We have to use that same technique, according to me, in classrooms. Because as Sheila ma'am said, would you rather? As I said earlier, using Sheila ma'am strategies, would you rather have a picture about Akbar, or would you rather have a book that would literally be filled with paragraphs and just dates and just information? Because a picture can say 1,000 words. So if anyone else would like to join in or add
Okay,
on.
can I add to this, Vikrant sir? This Shaila here again. My name is Shaila, and that spells like Sheila. So sorry for the confusion. That always happens. Anyway, so visual thinking strategies. The name is visual, but they also mean it doesn't only mean creating images and stuff or learning with images. There are a whole number of strategies which help students to think, help their observation skills. And a teacher of any discipline, maybe math, science, any art teacher, or a school teacher from pre-primary right up to professional education, anyone can use it. Is a strategy, it's a tool. So there are like so many of them. So I just wanted to clear the concept that sketchnoting is just one of them. Okay, visual thinking is a vast topic, and it's really amazing to learn them and to understand them. Thank you so much. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Would anyone else like to join in, or tell about their experiences?
Yes,
And
sir.
what
Vikrant
they
sir,
really
may
mean?
I? Yes, Vikrant sir, may I?
Sir, yes. So could you state your name, please?
Yes, yes. Myself, Yogesh Sonone, teacher educator from Maharashtra. I also have
Yes, sir.
experience about picture is very useful for your reflection. In our primary
Yes,
classes,
sir.
we use this technique because we find that there are lots of different national surveys. This is National Achievement Survey, Annual Status of Education Report. That survey has put us before the schedule, the picture of our student, that still we have students in our 5th class, but they can't speak the language of class 2. So it is very horrible picture for all of us. So when we use pictures and ask student, please reflect this picture, that time their ability to speak, ability to think in critical way, ability to think in creative way, it will develop. Picture tells you what is in your mind, how you can reflect it on paper. So according to myself, picture showing or description of picture, it is a most useful activity to become a reflective student, to become a reflective class. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, Yogi, sir.
Hello.
And I
Hello.
think
Assalamu alaikum.
Shamsuddin sir is also trying to say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I'm just watching your activities. That's very nice. Many of people here, I know them. You are talking. Would you like to say me anything?
For your time, everyone.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the picture is very important element for education. We can use it in several ways. For the primary children, we have to use it in one way. For the secondary and higher education, we have to use it in other way. For example, if we just show them some picture having a gap, they will just build up what is in between within these two pictures. So they have to gain the ability to think, and ultimately they can make some image in their brain. That's why they will able to think what exactly going on. Ultimately, they can able to make the concept map by having pictures, and they have to make their own picture. In that way, the classroom will be more activated, and even when they will come out from the classroom, they will carry those pictures in their brain, so it will be more activated in their home also. And I think we can use the picture in several ways. So you have to make several strategy for the several group and several ages. Thank you for your very wonderful, nice presentation.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Like, would anyone else like to join in? Hello. We've got a lot of people here, and Dawad Olma sir, good to see you here. Yes, we did have a little bit of problem with getting you to connect here, but I'm happy to see that you're present here, and we have a lot of people. If I sorry. We've got a lot of people here from our YouTube channel. That's Encouragement EduServe. It's good to see a lot of people. Not we're encouraged to see a lot of people having interactions with us, not only via seminars or webinars, but also via YouTube and other platforms. That was basically the whole plan behind it. App for socializing is a necessity right now. Would anyone else like to share their views?
Assalamualaikum. May I please? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Please, could you please get your name?
This is Aisha Siddiqa from Bangladesh. And I would say that picture is, of course, a very essential or very effective things for learning. As I'm a primary school teacher, and I have seen that in a different way. Because when we show something pre-primary or class 1, 2, when the student just knowledge or try to write a letter, if we can provide them some picture like A, B or C in a picture shape or in a different way, such suppose we can share, but no, nowadays I have no picture of that, so I can show you. So if we will write A and such A in spite of a picture, then the student can learn it very easily. So when he just see that picture, he can easily write A, B or some other letter. We can use it for our countable numbers. Suppose 1, 2, we can write one such a we can write one picture and then 2. Suppose we can by using A, we can write sheep, and then by using letter B, we can write some birds. So that will be help for my pre-primary student or my 1-to-1 student for learning sketch and the letter appropriately. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue. Would anyone else like to conclude, or should we? Would anyone else like to join in, or tell us a different perspective, a different view about it, or shall we continue? So I guess no one else wants to join in. So we'll be leaving the meeting open for about 10 to 5 minutes. You could share your links. You could send us your like how emails, WhatsApp numbers, and everything related to that. So we'll be leaving the meeting, but the meeting will be on for next 5 to 10 minutes. And it's been a great pleasure having all of you. And I know it just takes 5 to 10 minutes, but means a lot for you all to get here and just sit here and talk about the future of not only our country but yours and the world. Thank you.